Okay, welcome to The Art of Failure. This is a little preview video just to give you a little idea of what we'll be covering in the webinar and why you should attend. So basically the point is that only about 2% of the people who attempt internet marketing actually ever make any kind of income out of it, which means that the rest of us, the 98% of us, usually fail. So the thing is, we want to try and change that. So let's look at what we would cover in the webinar. So first of all, we'd cover how to identify what your personal profitable niche would be, how to overcome content paralysis, because if you've ever tried to do internet marketing, you know how difficult it can become to create content for your niche, and how to leverage your biggest assets against the competition so that you actually make some headroom and get your market share and actually make a profit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the old wrong way, the way that everyone teaches so far pretty much of how to do internet marketing. So the first thing is that they say you pick a needy market. Well, that's quite a big question, but we'll come back to that in 1 second. So assuming you can pick a needy market, usually they suggest finding low competition phrases, because obviously if there's a big competition, your chances of beating them as a beginner or even as a moderate advanced person are very, very small. So you need to find something with low competition so that you can do that. And then what they usually suggest is that you come up with some kind of content. The more content the better. So VRE, which stands for virtual real estate, which is usually just some garbage websites, often filled with PLR or fed from auto content taken from other websites, and just presented as a kind of mishmash of hopefully related on topic things. And then the search engines are supposed to see this garbage and think that you're wonderful and send you traffic to your sales pages. But if you've tried that, you've probably seen that doesn't really tend to work out. We can improve our chances of getting some results and some search engine love by actually having some quality content. But quality content either takes time or money, and these days the line has moved and you need a lot of quality content, and that's the problem. So how do we pick a needy market? I mean, what is a needy market? A market is supposed to be a market where people need a solution that they're willing to pay for. Now that sounds very simple, very logical. Maybe you've got ideas in your head, maybe you've tried them, maybe they haven't worked. There are 100 ways to try and find these. There are various sites that feature buzzes and trends, and you can look at the how-to sites and see which how-to sites are popular, what people are trying to do. You can look at sites which offer top searches or top picks or top 10s to try and see some opportunities there. Or you can even join one of these kind of content clubs who offer niche packs or membership clubs of ideas of niches which in theory they've tested. But usually the problem with most of these ideas is that they tend to be flooded, because if there's 1,000 members even in just that club, there are 1,000 people all trying to compete with you in that particular niche. So anything that you have found is going to be pretty diluted in terms of the content that you're using. If it's PLR or something, might be used already. The low competition phrases that you're trying to use are probably used already. So let's look at the low competition phrases then. So how do we get low competition phrases? Well, we can go to something like Wordtracker or Google AdWords and try and have a look for them. So let's just have a quick look at one of the tools here. This is the Wordtracker keyword tool. And let's say that I'm bizarrely thinking of going into a market which I think is called audiobooks. I'm going to explain later on in the webinar why that isn't actually a market, but anyway, let's have a look at that. And what we can see is that there's a lot of searches for free audiobooks. So free is not a fantastically way of making money, but maybe there's a way of tapping into that. But a lot of searches for free. Audiobooks is probably not a real search phrase. That's probably part of something else like free or a download or torrents or something. So that I'm not convinced that that's actually real search If it was, the results they're going to get back are going to be very generic, and then they're going to have to do a second search to try and drill down to actually get what they meant. Whatever it was they meant by audiobooks. Did they want to buy one? Did they want to make one? Did they want to buy one on a particular topic? So they're going to have to do a second search to try and find out what that meant. And that's probably what these other search terms are down here. So there's an example. Somebody decided, well, they didn't just want an audiobook, they wanted to download an audiobook. Or they wanted a free audiobook, or an audiobook that they could hear, which is a bit weird. Torrent is a kind of way of stealing content, so that's people looking for free, or a way to get paid stuff free, I should say, largely anyway. Audiobooks for their iPod. Okay, so they've got an iPod, they want an audiobook. Okay, we're starting to see some kind of thing. Here's actually quite a good one. They're looking for an audiobook by a particular author, so that's a little bit more likely. Here's someone looking for an audiobook software for their phone, their Nokia phone. No idea what that means. That's actually the name of a company, so somebody can't remember the domain name of the company. It's just those two words together with .com, but there we go. How to convert an MP3 into an into an iPod audiobook. They want to have an existing MP3 and make an audiobook out of it, so that's fair enough. Anyway, we can see that there's all these opportunities, but we've come down vastly from the 550 that we started with, and now that we're seeing something which is a bit more, more of a niche, the searches have already gone down to 30. So something around under 30s probably is going to be a moderately low competition niche in theory. So let's now test that. So I'm just going to copy that phrase if I can. I think it's copied. Let's just go to Google. And I'll spell it right even. Okay, so we're at Google. I'm going to try and paste my phrase in. Okay, I can't actually do that. It was actually free, wasn't it, at the beginning? But so James Patterson, if I've spelled that correctly, audiobooks. And what we should, let's start with just a regular Google search. So the first thing that we notice is because we're quite specific, there's only 378,000 competing web pages for this result. I'm going to put that search term in quotes so that Google only shows exactly what they what has got those words in them. And in theory, this is a great niche. There's only actually 6 results, 6 competitors who are actually completely optimized for this result. Okay, there are a couple of things wrong with this. Initially we said that free wasn't a great word to go for. Let's look at the results. So there's a torrent, so a way of stealing the content. This might be, that's some biography kind of thing. Another biography kind of thing. Biography or review of the book. Supplies. Not sure what it is. We'd have to go there to see what that meant. Okay, so none of the results are particularly commercial. Also, the other thing you notice that there are no sponsored links down here, which means that nobody's advertising on this search phrase here. So either we found a golden nugget or it's crap.